So after, what was it, a decade-long rivalry, both fighters have been stopped, knocked out, and beat down in the past 8 years very badly. They both compete with each other about everything. Amir Khan in May 2016 moved up in weight to fight Canelo Alvarez at 155 for the WBC ring and lineal middleweight titles. I don't know how you can have a middleweight title fight when it's only 1 pound over the light middleweight limit. But that's Canelo weight, as many people refer to it. So, that's not the topic right now. I don't want to get into Canelo right now. And then, literally 4 months later, Kell Brook tried to one-up Amir Khan and fought Gennady Golovkin at the full 160-pound limit. They both showed their speed early in the fights, but both as soon as the bigger fights caught up to them, they both got stopped. Kell Brook could say he performed better because he didn't get knocked out cold. But Amir Khan did get knocked out cold. And Kell Brook suffered a broken eye socket that lingers with him today. Then Amir Khan gets destroyed by Terence Crawford, gets dropped by Samuel Vargas. Kell Brook moves back down to 147. Puts up a very, very good and gutsy performance against Errol Spence Jr., but gets stopped in the 11th round as he quit on his knee after having his other eye socket broken. Then Kell Brook had a couple fights here and there and fought a man named Terence Bud Crawford. He looked good for the first 3 rounds, but the second Crawford collected flush, Kell Brook was out. 4th round TKO. But people will say Amir Khan lasted longer than Brook against Crawford, but Brook fought better. He won more rounds. I don't think Khan won a single round. You could say Brook was up literally 3-0 before getting stopped. Well, all 3 judges did have it 2-1, but you could make an argument. So right now, these guys are going back and forth. I'm not sure if the fight's going to get signed or not. I'm just making a video in case it does get signed. And I'm going to release this video anyways at some point, even if they don't fight each other, just to talk about what happened. But let's get this clear. In 2014, after Amir Khan beat Luis Collazo, Kell Brook called him out. He told Kell Brook to go win a title. Kell Brook beat Sean Porter, and probably the best person to ever beat Sean Porter. And he held the IBF title. He called out Amir Khan, and Amir Khan refused to fight. So Amir Khan has always avoided the Kell Brook fight. Now, in his mind at least, he believes Kell Brook is shop-worn and an easy fight for him. But guess what? I got some news for Amir Khan. I still think Kell Brook takes him out today. My opinion. I just don't think Amir Khan has anything left. Amir Khan, at one point back in 2014, he was 28 years old. I said, controversial at the time, but I said if Mayweather chooses to fight Amir Khan, when that fight was rumored, I said Amir Khan's going to beat Mayweather. Because now Amir Khan's chin has gotten so much worse that Mayweather would probably knock him out. But Devin Alexander and Floyd Mayweather Jr., their styles are extremely similar. Both shoulder roll. Both guys are counter punchers. Both guys are defensive fighters. And Amir Khan won every single second of that fight. I don't see what Mayweather would do to beat Amir Khan. I just don't think Mayweather had the power to get a one-punch knockout like that. He doesn't have that type of power. I don't think you can say there's much difference between Mayweather's power. Not Mayweather, Prime Mayweather. No, Prime Mayweather was a good fighter, had power. Mayweather, at 38, I don't think you could say that his power was much better than Chris Algieri's. That could be controversial. Chris Algieri didn't knock out Amir Khan after landing several hard shots. So I thought that time Amir Khan could have beaten Mayweather. And that time Brook was, back in 2014, 2015, Brook was rumored to face Manny Pacquiao. And I said at that time that Brook would beat Manny Pacquiao as well. So these guys were good fighters. I thought that they were Like, I thought if they fought in 2015, you could make an argument that was for the lineal title. I thought they were the two top guys at 147 after Mayweather retired and Pacquiao went into the beach after his shoulder. You guys remember what I'm talking about. He went to the seawater after he had that shoulder injury and got out like it was Jesus or something. I don't remember what happened, but it was a while back. I don't remember the exact details of Pacquiao floating on water. So I thought those two guys were the top dogs at that time. What did they do with their careers? They chose to go get their ass whooped by guys 2 weights bigger than them. Kell Brook was just a fat ass. He's not a big 147 pounder. He's perfect for that weight. He's a fat ass. He kept on fighting at 154. He went up to 160 to fight Gennady Golovkin. Why would you do that, bro? I know he did good. Some people thought he won all 4 rounds prior to getting stopped. Watching it live, you can make an argument that Amir Khan and Brook were dominating their respective opponents. But go rewatch it. It's much more closer than we think. Like, you can make an argument Canelo was up 3-2 prior to knocking out Amir Khan, because Amir Khan's shots were not phasing Canelo. And you can make an argument that Brook and Golovkin were all tied up after 4. So, revisionist history is funny. And now many people are going to be like, hey, what are you talking about, man? Mayweather would have killed Amir Khan. What you talk about, bro? Man, Pacquiao would have stopped Kell Brook. You say that now. Back in 2015, back in 2014, after Brook schooled Sean Porter, he won 9 of the 12 rounds. No one's ever won 9 rounds against Sean Porter. The only other person to perform better against Sean Porter, and he's the guy that did not get the decision, sadly, who now has all the respect in the world, was Yordanis Ugas. He's the only guy to perform better than Kell Brook, in my opinion. I thought he won also 9 rounds, and he dropped Sean Porter in the last round. Kell Brook did not manage. No, I had an 8-4 with a knockdown, so still, I had Kell Brook winning more rounds. Kell Brook was a phenomenal fighter that ruined his career. Kell Brook was just something special. Amir Khan had talent, but was not special. He was extremely talented, had quick hands, but did not give half a damn about defense. If Amir Khan was a more defensive fighter, maybe he could have been an all-time great. Sadly, he retired not fulfilling his potential. Only a 1-weight champion. And Kell Brook, too, I believe he did not fulfill his potential. I thought he could have been a 2 or maybe even a 3-weight champion. But they both didn't care about boxing enough. Kell Brook was known to have a nightlife. Kell Brook was rumored to be gay. That's why he got stabbed. Rumors are that he wanted to sexually assault a guy in the alley and he got stabbed in the stomach. So Kell Brook has rumors about being gay, which even though my beliefs are against it, for YouTube's sake, I'm going it's okay to be gay. For YouTube's sake. We could talk about these topics on Facebook, on my Facebook group. That's in the description below. You can contact me privately. Also, my Instagram and Twitter in the description below. Reach out to me. We can talk about any topics you guys want to talk about. Let me know what would have happened hypothetically if they fought back in 2013-14 between Kell Brook and Amir Khan, and what would happen if they fought right now in 2021-2022. I think Brook wins either way, but let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you guys enjoyed the video, like and subscribe. And Sadiq Boxing out.